personally, I think you have to understand that they mentioned it in their interview itself. They want to play 1-2-2, 2-1-2 as much as they can. So I think a lot of it is going to be around rotational power for the side of Orange Esports, while Resurgence most likely is going to play hyper carry meta, considering that LY4 is so demanding for those resources.
Yeah, and speaking of which, even if they don't actually rely on the LY4, there's still going to be all the other players like Jason who are actually doing so much playmaking on the team. So for us, we're looking at Farsa as well as Chao. So, of course, what do you feel about this sort of initial picks coming from Orange Esports?
I like it a lot. I think they still have... you know, sometimes one game they went with the Farsa. The other picks they had was the Jawhead, the Tamos, the Harith. I'm wondering if they will be going for similar picks here as their games in the previous 2 days. Yeah. So yeah, they're pretty much going with the similar draft from one of the games in yesterday. Sorry, day one. This was day one. They went with the Harith and the Farsa.
I don't know. I'm looking at these webcams, and it kind of looks like Resurgence was sort of expecting this. I like seeing the player cams because you can kind of see the semi conversations. Yeah, the smirks. Yeah. I don't know if they're joking or they're just hyper prepared for what Orange has to bring to the table here. But as of right now, Orange most likely is going to look to ban out Claude this time to kind of force out Resurgence. But instead, they're giving way too much respect to Sana and getting rid of his Thamos more than worrying about LY4. I feel like Orange Esports feel like LY4 is always going to be a consistent factor.
Yeah, so, and over on towards Resurgence, they're panning out Bruno. So yeah, you were actually picking onto something for us. So walk us through that.
So yeah, just as I was saying, so they went with a similar draft. They have the Farsa, they have the Jawhead, they have the Harith. The Bruno and Tamos is taken away from them. So there's one last year that they need to switch out here. Do you guys think they'll be going for a marksman, or do you think they'll be going for? I think they'll be going for a marksman or a tank. I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
Well, I do think that they would, and there we go. It's going to be a 1-1 right there for the side of Orange Esports Reborn. So, Gideon, all these picks.
As you can see, we do have the beautiful Contra and Gideon to tell you the story of the game. So, boys, take it away.
Thank you very much for calling us beautiful, but you know what's more beautiful? This matchup itself. It's going to be pretty much great as things are going to get hit up, and Mom's going to be starting off with a little bit of offense over on towards KZP. Of course, a little back and forth between them, but Mal's dropping really low, and that will be the first blood coming from Resurgence as Sync's going to be able to actually take him down alongside with the rest of RSG.
Oh, and they get another one as well. It looks like Chakbu is the next to fall, and this means that RSG have a green light to actually go and invade the blue buff for the side on Orange Esports' side. They can't really take this away, and now they're getting punished, coming in with some pretty big damage. They pull on through. Luckily, the spatial migration gets Sana completely out of that fight, but very good play and a very good start from Resurgence. It's already been 1 minute, and they've nailed themselves 2 kills and a buff.
Wow. Look at that sort of rotation. Like, they thought that they will actually focus too much on those sort of early buffs at first, but Resurgence ended up with that 5-man mid move that got them that sort of the big advantage, and things are looking really great for them for a head start, especially when Jason as well as Sana here got themselves those sort of early kills. And of course, this seems to be one of the... Is this the first Guinevere that we're looking at the playoffs right now being brought right in?
Literally the entire season, because like honestly, Guinevere is a very situational pick, because right now Resurgence, before they even got the Guinevere, which was their last pick, they were looking for something to actually engage the fight, and Death Sonata is a great way
toward Resurgence, but it seems like we're back to see if something happens here.
Mom shouldn't survive this.
Hit. Yep. There we go.
He goes down. Yeah, he goes down really, really fast there. Overall, we did miss out the first couple of seconds to how that ended up. But let's look at the goal lead as of right now for the side of Resurgence. It looks like they managed to get one more kill off of Mom just now, and that just means that their team is going to be slightly ahead. But the level force is the most important here as KZP comes in with a wild charge. Unfortunately, no follow up by LY4. He does not have his Death Sonata off cooldown yet.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the Farsa right now, who is still level 3. This is definitely going to be concerning, especially for the fact that even Farsa has pointed out that they really want to use that hyper aggression up in an early stage. But Sync and the rest of RSG, they're marching towards the jungle, and they got their 4th kill. Now sending more abyssal arrows here to actually take good advantage while they clear every single one of these camps coming in from Orange Esports' jungle.
Oh boy, this game is going to be a very tough one for the side of Orange Esports as RSG have full knowledge of camp timers, and Farsa coming up with a very big ultimate here, but it's only going to hit LY4, KZP in the back line to slow them down because Silo wants to get this pick, but KZP sticking very close to the walls to ensure that he doesn't get ejected for the 2nd time in that fight itself. Resurgence disengage very confidently. But again, remember, Turtle is going to be a very big objective that Resurgence wants to take away from Orange Esports Reborn, just to kind of stop them from actually trying to catch up in terms of EXP and gold.
That's right. And with that being said, members of Orange Esports Reborn are moving towards the bot side, but it's going to be Aaron here who gets cut, but he's still dashing in and out of the fight with his Ammon Force, but he will be taken down by the Guinevere. Now only being Mom left inside the turtle pit, and he's getting surrounded by all members of RSG. It's a pure smackdown, and that's 1 free turtle for Resurgence.
Yeah, now this means that Resurgence is going to have full control over the game for the next 5 minutes unless they make a critical mistake against Orange Esports. But considering the mistakes that RSG have made in the past within the playoffs itself, a lot of it has to do with impatience. So hopefully RSG, this is the first game of today. They still have a lot more to go. I'm expecting to see them, improve on just being patient with their movements, very tactical, very surgical when they plan on their fights.
Yeah, and well, it seems like they haven't made a single mistake at all, and looks like Sync's gonna be able to respond by actually putting some aggression here, while Aaron as well as Mom, they really want the turret, but here comes a little bit more of that sort of the dash coming in from Aaron as he moves away, but oh, what is going on over the top side here? 1 versus 2, and Sync still gets the kill.
It looks like Sana is feeling on form. He 1v2s. Sync is the one who's actually feeling up to steam right now because he just 1v2'd a Farsa as well as a Wan and an easy pickup for LY4, taking advantage of an unsuspecting Mao. Looks like Orange Esports didn't have their morning coffee today because this is not looking good. Oh no, again, Farsa is caught out. Chakbu, the first to fall down as the Diamond Force has been popped just to kind of buy himself a little bit more time. But once again, Aaron doesn't have the damage to force RSG out of their bottom side jungle.
This seems to be the cleanest game of the entire playoffs here, 12-0, and it seems like Orange Esports Reborn doesn't have any answers at all. Right now, RSG pushing towards the top side here, and they need to actually make a move. Feathered airstrike over onto Sync as well as LY4 clears off the wave while they are stalling it for the time being. But Santa here, he himself right now having 3 kills in the back with this first ever Guinevere pick is definitely very, very pleasant to watch. But, what should Orange Esports do next?
I totally agree with you. I love seeing Guinevere, especially in a variation of Hyper Carry, a 1-3-1 composition coming out from Resurgence. What's not to love? But Orange Esports, I think what they have to do at this point is they got to stick together and really isolate some members from the side of Resurgence. They might lose a couple of objectives, but you're 12-0 at this point. Honestly, Orange Esports could take anything right now.
Yeah, I think that if this goes on, things are going to be even worse when the mid lane gets crushed over. At least they do have that sort of the protection for now. She's being brought down low, but Mom's going to be able to walk right in with no problem at all. But over the top side here, even more problems to come as we are looking at LY4 going unstoppable.
Yeah, it's not exactly the greatest to go against LY4, especially he's already level 35 kills, and there goes the spatial migration into the Violet Requiem. Luckily, Shunpo was already activated mid-flight, and he gets the third hit on Jeet Kune Do. LY4 isolated by himself by the way of the dragon, as the unstoppable force from Silo comes on through, but Chakbu forced to get out of the feathered airstrike. He has no choice. He isn't able to finish off the kill onto LY4. Resurgence, their goal lead is just too big.
Yeah, no, I didn't really expect this for the very first game itself. It seems like they are just looking to actually end things as quick as they can. Mel's gonna be backing off away. Boom! There we go! Double going in for the Death Sonata, and LI4 dominates them, and Crush opens the mid lane. And Resurgence now possibly have pretty much what it takes to also take down Silo. Silo's running for his life, and there we have it, legendary for LY4.
Now, I don't usually say this, but I definitely think that Resurgence have this game in the bag. There's just no way that they lose this particular situation. The Xamid Force coming out from Aaron to kind of clear out the ways, but RSG playing a little bit more patient, pulls back, wait, spatial migration, hits one, Aaron is the target, Sana walks away scot-free despite taking some big damage from the inhibitor turret. And yeah, there's just pretty much no way that Resurgence actually loses this unless Orange can somehow capitalize on an overextension from RSG, but don't expect much here as Mom in the back line making sure that Sync is taking a little bit of damage. He gets hit by the Abyssal Arrow. This is going to be some easy pickings for RSG with an easy follow-up of the spatial migration. RSG, once again, full control of this game.
Yeah, and of course, I also really love that Sana uses Violet Rectum for every great moment for setup, and for that, even KZP, that beautiful wall being set up with that wall charge knocks them perfectly in towards the hands of Resurgence in that sort of sense. And now we're looking at a 20-0 scoreline, 33k goal lead, and we've never seen this before. Like RSG today having that hyper aggression, usually even if they're on the lead, they still have a little bit of that sort of the loophole somewhere in between where the other team could still try to actually come and punish a couple of that pickoff. But today, RSG looking way too clean, and this might just be a solo kill, and they didn't even need Sync to be on board.
This is what I was telling you. There's almost no way for them to lose at this point, and I think Orange Esports, like, they know this. They know that they messed up in the early game. They gave Resurgence. They made two big mistakes against Resurgence. One, they weren't expecting. They got caught off guard. The second one, just unacceptable for the side of Orange Esports, is standard. So I don't expect them to care too much about this particular game. Just move on to the next one. And game two, I'm pretty sure Orange is going to clog up those holes as soon as possible. But for now, it's just going to be an absolute destruction coming in from RSG's side. Mal chunked out completely. Oh, this might be the play. Sana is the one thrown in, but he quickly uses the Violet Requiem into the Winter Trudger, and he's still alive. He's managed to protect himself from a major play coming in from Orange Esports. They've already lost CeeLo and Aaron. This is it, as Resurgence are going to look to try and close out this game against Orange Esports, but you can see the patience from RSG, making sure that they don't go too far. Jason under a lot of fire, but Mom looks like he didn't have that last bit of damage. If only he had the execute, and they're going to close this out. Congratulations to RSG. They're going to be taking one in superb fashion. Orange Esports, don't worry, they're going to be coming back stronger next game.
Wow, 25 overkills in the span of less than 15 minutes.